Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now, because today's video is not just any video, it's actually an English class packed with real-life vocabulary, tons of emotions, and a bit of a surprise about my weekend that you won't want to miss. In the next 30 seconds, I'll let you in on a secret about what really goes on in my life behind the camera. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll walk away not only with better English, but also feeling inspired by the small moments that make life truly meaningful. So before we dive in, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another important lesson here. Alright, now that we're all set, let's dive into my weekend, a true roller coaster of routines, emotions, little joys, and moments of reflection. Friday, cleaning the house. Cleaning the mind. My weekend, like so many, started on a Friday afternoon. There's nothing quite like that moment when you realize the work week is over and the weekend is right there, just within reach. But before any relaxation could begin, I had a mission to accomplish, a deep house cleaning. Yes, Friday is my day of order, of putting things in their right place, and somehow of putting my thoughts in order as well. I began in the kitchen, the heart of every home, at least in my opinion. The kitchen always reflects how I've been feeling during the week. If it's chaotic, usually my mind feels a bit scattered too. So I rolled up my sleeves, filled the sink with warm water and soap, and started tackling the sink full of dishes. As I scrubbed each plate, I found myself thinking about the week, the things I accomplished and the things I didn't. Each sparkling clean glass was like a tiny victory, a reminder that even small actions can make you feel accomplished. After finishing the kitchen, I moved on to the bathroom. There's something almost therapeutic about cleaning the bathroom. It's a place of renewal, a space where you literally wash away the old and make space for the new. The tiles needed scrubbing, the mirror needed wiping, and as I worked, I thought about how our minds sometimes get cluttered and need a deep clean too. It's funny how these physical activities often mirror our inner worlds, isn't it? Has that ever happened to you? While I was cleaning, I thought about all the things that make a house feel like a true home, the smell of cleanliness, the shine after a good scrub, the quiet satisfaction after a job well done. Of course, laundry was next. I sorted the clothes by color, something my mother always insisted on, and watched as the washing machine began its never-ending spinning dance. I spent a few moments in the living room while the clothes were washing, dusting the shelves, organizing the books, and straightening out the cushions on the sofa. The living room is where life happens in my house. Movie nights, deep conversations, quiet evenings with a cup of tea. As I looked around, I remembered all the little memories that had taken place in that room. A small detail, but it's those details that create a sense of belonging. One thing I always notice cleaning is never just about cleaning. While organizing my home, I organized my mind. Each completed chore gave me space to breathe. And though I was exhausted by the end of Friday night, I felt lighter, happier, more ready to soak in the weekend ahead. And just as a friendly reminder, if these kinds of real-life, emotional English classes help you, go ahead and subscribe. You'll want to be here for more moments like this, trust me. Saturday, movies, popcorn, and quality time with my daughter. Saturday arrived with a bit of gentle sunlight filtering through the curtains. I sometimes think that Saturday mornings have their own special flavor. It's a moment of possibility, of calm and hope, when the whole day stretches out before you like a blank page. I made breakfast for my daughter and me, just some simple toast and coffee, and spent a quiet moment enjoying the slow pace of the day. One of the most important things for me is spending time with my daughter. Kids grow up so fast. Sometimes I worry that if I blink, I'll miss out on the little moments that matter. So this Saturday, we decided to have a movie marathon followed by a popcorn feast on the sofa. There's a kind of magic in those movie nights, the kind of magic you can't buy, only feel. Raise your hand if you're a popcorn lover. What's your favorite movie snack? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, each story here is a real-life English lesson. Subscribe so you don't miss out. As the movie started, I watched my daughter's face light up with excitement. Isn't it incredible how kids can become so absorbed in the moment, so completely present? I found myself drawn into the story too, feeling the emotions of each character, laughing at the silly scenes and tearing up when things got sad. I realized how important it is to allow ourselves to be present with those we love, to put away the phone, ignore the clock, and just be together. The popcorn was a treat too. We made it the old-fashioned way, in a pot on the stove, with plenty of butter and a little too much salt. If you could have seen me with a bowl twice the size of my head, my daughter with hands sticky from melted butter, you would have laughed. But it's those tiny moments that stick with you, isn't it? Throughout the afternoon, we watched film after film, pausing only to chat about the stories or to sneak in another handful of popcorn. Those conversations, simple as they were, reminded me how important it is to listen to our children and to create memories together. Saturday left me feeling grateful for time, for togetherness, for the laughter echoing off the walls of our perfectly imperfect home. Sunday family. Feijoada and relaxation. Sunday has always been a sacred day for me, a time for family, tradition, and maybe a little indulgence. This particular Sunday was even more special because my parents, who come from a small town in the interior, were visiting. There's something about having them around that makes the house feel more complete. Maybe it's the stories they tell, or maybe it's just the sense that home is not a place, but the people we share it with. The morning was filled with the tantalizing sense of a true Brazilian Sunday feast, feijoada. If you've never had it, feijoada is a traditional stew of black beans, pork, sausage, and all kinds of deliciousness. It's a dish that takes time to prepare and, like most good things in life, it's best enjoyed slowly and with people you love. I spent much of the morning moving between rooms, the kitchen, where my mother and I chopped onions and garlic, the dining room, where my dad set the table, humming a tune under his breath, the living room, where my daughter played with her grandparents' dog. Each room carries its own energy, its own mood, its own memories. As we sat down for lunch, I looked around the table at my daughter, my parents, and felt a deep sense of gratitude. I thought back to my own childhood Sundays, the laughter, the long conversations, the communal sense of enjoying time together. It struck me how, in those moments, the world outside seems to stop. The only thing that matters is family, food, and the comfort of belonging. After lunch, we lounged in the living room again, the same room that was freshly cleaned on Friday, now filled with the cozy chaos of family. My father fell asleep on the sofa. My mother and daughter shared stories, and I found myself lost in thought, feeling the gentle peace that comes from knowing you are exactly where you need to be. But Sunday wasn't over yet. Stick around, because the afternoon would bring its own adventures, and if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Every experience here is not only a look at my life, but also a valuable English lesson just for you. Afternoon, sofa, relaxation, and a dose of culture. The afternoon was all about rest, relaxation, and soaking in the simple pleasures of life. After a big meal, there's a kind of collective hush that falls over the house, a soft silence, broken only by the distant sounds of a TV in the background or the occasional laughter from the hallway. We decided to watch a series together, the whole family piled onto the sofa. There's something comforting about sharing a story, even if it's just a TV show. The living room felt different than it did during cleaning. Now it was a place of connection, of quiet togetherness. Even the dog seemed to sense it, curling up at our feet with a contented sigh. Later, it was time for a classic Brazilian ritual, the Sunday football match. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just enjoy the atmosphere, there's something about football that brings people together. We watch the game, cheering, groaning at missed goals, and sharing jokes about our favorite teams. Moments like these remind me how important it is to hold space for joy and how sports, like language, can unite people in ways nothing else can. As the sun began to set, the family slowly started to scatter, my parents to their room, my daughter to her books, and me to a quiet corner with a cup of tea. I decided to catch up on the news, tuning into Fantastico for a roundup of everything happening in the world. Staying informed is important to me, and it's also a chance to reflect on just how big and small the world can feel at the same time. Was it a spectacular weekend in the sense of grand adventures or wild excitement? No, but it was perfect in its simplicity. Reflections, thoughts, emotions, and little lessons. Looking back on my weekend, I realize how much meaning can be found in the ordinary. Cleaning the house, spending time with family, relaxing on the sofa, these are the moments that shape a life. I felt peace, gratitude, joy, and honestly, a sense of accomplishment that can only come from being present. I thought about how every event, from washing dishes to playing with my daughter, can teach us something if we let it. We learn patience from chores, love from family meals, mindfulness from quiet afternoons. The house is not just a collection of rooms. It's a reflection of the life we're living inside it. And maybe more than anything, I felt inspired to share these moments with you, not just as snapshots of my weekend, but as a reminder that learning English is not only about words and grammar. It's about finding the language to describe your own life, tell your own story, connect your experiences with others all over the world. If you stayed with me this far, thank you. If you're not subscribed, this is your sign. Join our community where every video is a real-life English lesson. Every story is an opportunity to learn. This is not just a channel. It's a family, it's a journey, and I hope you'll be a part of it. Every week here is a new chapter. I invite you to come back, to learn, to laugh, to reflect, and to remember that your own stories, no matter how simple, are worth telling too. Share in the comments what made your weekend special or what you'd like to see in future lessons. Your story matters. And remember, language is not just about communication, it's about connection. That's what we're building here, one lesson, one story, one weekend at a time. So, subscribe, share, and become part of something bigger. I'll see you in the next video, ready to share more of life's beautiful, messy, honest moments and to turn them into the best English class you've ever had. See you soon.